Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy. I used to do a video series on here called the Video Diaries. And it's where I would tell about my past, or I would either do that or I would read out of one of my journals. And it started getting really deep into my past, so I stopped doing it. But I'm feeling called to do it again. I think that my story combined with my testimony helps people. I think that is why I feel as if I must share it, because it does help people. Pardon my smoking. It will be difficult, a little difficult to do this, but I'm going to start from the beginning and work my way up. My life started at the age of 10 or 11 because I only have a handful of memories in my head before then as a child. I don't know what happened to me when I was a child to block my memory, but under careful consideration, I decided not to dredge it up. I was going to have myself hypnotized in therapy to be able to remember those years that I have forgotten, and then I thought the better of it. I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to dredge it up. There's a reason why I forgot, and there's a reason why I don't remember. So anyway, my life starts at the age of 10 or 11. My little brother and I, when I was 12, were walking down to the store to use the phone for my mom. And it was a busy little street. It was 50th Street in Birmingham, in Eastlake. Well, it wasn't Eastlake, that's Woodlawn. So we were walking to the store, and we call my aunt and tell her, yes, that Mom can watch her kids, and so on and so forth. And then we start back to the house, and we get back to the house, and she was like, well, did you tell her to bring them something to eat? Because we don't have anything. And we were like, no, we forgot. So we head on back down to the store. While we were there the second time, my brother stole a little green Coke bottle piece of candy. Well, on the way down there, either the first or the second time, I don't remember, there was a dog that had scared him, so he crossed to the opposite side of the road than where I was walking on. So we're walking on opposite sides of the road, of a 2-lane road, a busy road in Woodlawn, a subsidiary of Birmingham. I tell him when we come out of the store that I'm going to eat my half of the candy first, and then I'll let him have his half. Because I was the bossy big sister. I always was. I was mean to him, and I was the bossy big sister. So I was going to get my cut first before he got his. So I ate my half, and I had his half in my hand. And we got past the point where that dog was, and everything was okay, so I called him to come on back across the street to eat his half of the candy. When he stepped out into the street, he got hit by a car. It was a Cobra. It killed him instantly. He flew up onto the windshield, and then she slammed on the brakes, and then he flew out into the road in front of her. It knocked him out of his shoes. I can remember his shoes landing a long way from where he did. I started screaming and getting hysterical. And I walk up to where he's laying in the road and look at him, and I knew then he was gone, because his spirit was gone, because he had foggy eyes and he had dead eyes. And all of a sudden I felt somebody grabbing me by my arm on both sides of me. So I look, and there's two teenage girls, one on each side of me, asking me where I live. So I tell them, I live right down here, and I'm screaming and squalling. I had thrown my shoes up in the air because I had them in my hand when he got hit, because they were hurting my feet. So I didn't even know why I was hunting my shoes. I found my shoes, and then they took me home. And I cried all the way. And whenever I got to Mom's, I told her, he went up in the air and he came down. He went up in the air and he came down. That's all I could say. And she thought whenever I first came up with all that screaming and squalling that we were playing. Mind you now, my mom had sent us back to the store because we didn't tell my aunt the first time that she needed to bring her kids something to eat when she brought them over. So anyway, my mom suffered a lot of guilt after that, and it wasn't her fault. It was planned ahead. There are no coincidences. It was time for my brother to leave this world, and he was out of here, no matter the circumstance. He would have been out of here if he had been swimming. He would have drowned. If he had been in a car, he would have died in a car wreck, so on and so forth. I believe that when it's your time to go, you're gone. So, when I was 12, I saw my brother run over in front of my eyes. There starts my story. I have lived a hellacious life. There have been some good times in it too, but for the most part, it was very, very, very difficult, and I'm going to tell you about it. Everybody be safe, be kind to one another. The videos will be called the Video Diaries, if you would like to keep in touch with my true life story. I'll see you in my next upload.